Alright, so guys, Afenyo Markins any Mahama Ayariga edi akwako yem wo vet no honum. Na vet no ho keke no. Eno ho heat ne ho argument. All because of some statement bia Afenyo Markins eko make here. Now statement Afenyo Markins make here, we are going to dive into the story and see the statement Afenyo Markins said the kind. Now me share the heating argument between Afenyo Markins and Mahama Ayariga, which means a crucial. Me share Afenyo Markins and what means the boy fu. Me share Mahama Ayariga anymore. Which means that he is irritated. Enti me show me na agro mu di wo ho na me say hey enti mpanimfo e de dwuma di ahye mo nsa pa se mo hwe o man no mu oman no e na mu ye no mu di nkomo sei enti kwa mo ko ho no nya ntokokotoa they are not fighting with their hands but rather they are fighting with the law where them run ba no they beating the yonko na we zu they ba no they beating the yonko back and forth e no mo ye no ho no. So we are going to dive into the video and see in some of mo kan wo ho no mo a just say ama eruption ne chese ompusumu buda ni nyina egu omosumpo ombunyana ka chese efuma paya makomu nyina memmema kwhye onanka bibia atu atwa. So we are going to dive into the video and see what really happened. But before we do, please make sure you subscribe to the channel, you like, you share, you comment down below. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so that anytime you may drop a new video now so that you guys don't miss out from a lot of content. And also, if you want me to do any adverts for you, please reach out to me in the comment section below. I'm going to do it for you. So guys, without further much ado, let's dive into the video and see what really happened. Afenyo Markins and Mahama Ayariga omudia yem e vet no all because of Chief Justice ayekoko chusu no vet ne yakwako vet Chief Justice no eno na ama the whole thing we cried happen. So let's dive into the video and see what really happened. In the vet they went in there to vet for vetting omukwa koyi Chief Justice since ye ma me tokono why the ye free akonya no so right now they have to find a new Chief Justice, which is the new one we have, which is Bafo Bonny. Now omoko tena vetting room honmo no Bafo Bonny cramp into me anka so remarks keke cramp na Afenyo Markins say putting in place no that remarks keke no putting in place no and want to keep them about 3 good hours and son of me and moving on. Even that 3 good hours in the crown, it ended up the minority leaders and my minority leader ne for any team, they left the whole vetting room and son the whole thing was commenced and the room concluded. But we are going to dive into the things that Afenyo Markins really said in the beginning that it triggered the whole conversation. It triggered the whole thing to say Utimuze and Utimuze Senye Mahama Ayariga to Honomono. He is there to protect his own. He is there to do the diligent job, to do whatever he can to protect what belongs to him. On Tanahoma Afenyo Markins MSN. So let's dive into the video and see what Afenyo Markins said. Beginning of the video, no, Afenyo Markins Eddie can shall say with a quote. Now or share quote in every year. I don't make a statement or say the Chief Justice near Baby release no. The Chief Justice no or a disputed nominee. What is the meaning of disputed nominee? Ebiana want to disputed nominee. So let me give you guys the meaning of a disputed nominee. So when we say a disputed nominee, it is an individual. It is an individual who has been formally chosen or put forward for a position, but whose selection is subject to significant challenges, disagreement, or opposition. The dispute usually arises during a confirmation or election process, often due to a political differences, concerns about qualifications, past actions, or procedural disagreement. So it is mainly like any pebia. I say, you see a person who do ye baby. You see a do person who baby. A quaya and no one who do a war on nipa be a war problem about you know. And unti ena Afenyo Markins make use the word disputed nominee. Now we use disputed nominee no and no and the trigger Mahama Ayariga. Emma Mahama Ayariga so interfere ye or in interference no ye no. it continued and continued and continued and continued. So let's watch the first video. Afenyo Markins making the statement of disputed nominee, and then we will continue from what Mahama Ayariga to replied to Afenyo Markins.
Chairman, thank you very much. I shall proceed my remarks with a quote from Shakespeare's Macbeth, Act 1, Scene 7. First, as I'm his kinsman and his subject, strong both against the deed, and as his host, who should against his murderer shut the door, and not bear the knife myself. Besides, this Duncan has borne his faculties so meek, has been so clear in his great office, and his virtues will plead like angels, trumpet-tongued against the deep damnation of his taking off, and pity like a naked newborn baby, striding the blasts of heaven's cherubim, housed upon the sightless couriers of the air, shall blow the horrid deed in every eye. Tears shall drown the wind. I have no spare to prick the size of my intent, but only vaulting ambition, which overleaps itself and falls on the other. Chairman, this morning, on behalf of the caucus, we hear with a heavy heart, but an unshakable resolve to defend the Constitution of Ghana, protect judicial independence, and uphold the rule of law. We gather to vet a disputed nominee for office of Chief Justice of Ghana. This should be a moment of national pride and institutional renewal.
I have an issue.
Instead, it has become a test of whether Ghana's judiciary will remain independent or fall under executive and political control.
Enti Afenyo Markins make that statement in the no. Ena Mahama Ayariga enso interfere no catch Markins say untimi use that word disrupted or disputed nominee. Untimi use that word name ma a nominee ye electing see a person in Chief Justice. Ya jina tum see a person in Chief Justice. Untimi me can wasem severe obe friend disputed nominee. It doesn't happen anywhere. So oyena jene say Afenyo Markins oyena jene say obeka biribi a enim rani mu ana say Odibe interrupt Bibia. He's always going to what? Reject. Obey interfered in says sim. I'm making sure say all manning the enkana semenokra.
Our rules say we should be here. And the same rules indicate exactly what we can do or not do when we gather here. Order 122 and 123. I want you to focus on those two orders. 123 talks about content of speeches, whereas 122 provides the grounds on which debate can be interrupted. So I come under order 122. But my objection is founded on content of speeches. I've heard the ranking member of the committee refer to, I believe, the nominee as a disputed nominee to the post of Chief Justice. 123 says, a member shall not raise any question. 123 5. A member shall not raise any specific question upon which the House has come to a conclusion during the current session, except on a substantive motion for rescission. I recall that just a couple of days ago, I think Thursday, the same member brought a motion to the House trying to stop this committee from sitting to vet the nominee. The matter was exhaustively debated, and you, Mr. Speaker, gave a ruling. Subsequently, the Speaker himself, because you sat as a Deputy Speaker, the Speaker himself came and recounted the motion and also gave a ruling. So this issue about the propriety or otherwise of whatever happened has been raised on the floor, debated extensively, and a ruling given. Apart from that, Order 1237 says that the conduct of the Speaker, the Chief Justice, members and justices of the Superior Court of Judicature shall not be raised in Parliament except upon a substantive motion. You cannot raise anything about the conduct of a member of the Superior Court of Judicature of this country in Parliament except by a substantive motion. No substantive motion is before us, and so the ranking member has no right, no lawful authority to raise anything about what happened in court, the processes leading to a removal of anybody, and the nomination of anybody. You have no right, pursuant to our rules, to raise those issues. So be guided, because if you raise them, I'm going to object. So I am objecting to the use of the term disputed nominee, because there's no dispute before us regarding the nomination.
Into what can't ask any year. And Afenyo Markins so no opportunity no so work and say it looks like say majority leader Mahama Ayariga a person who use the powers and the numbers or one as a majority leader no. So a person they abusive vet no more. The fact so we leader and that doesn't mean say so or can't be a own no Markins in who can say there or trending the emo. It is a bit to me majority leader the enka na nuntum na oma ono Afenyo Markins ni enchire ni nsemu Owia na majority leader wo bibi kan also de odi aba but the time no kasa no e na wo pese we interview na be sell opportunity no ensebo ni timpo so kakra ni do ede ni be fi and then no can sim say o say NDC for kwa vet na say NDC for time mo ye campaigning they made that statement in their state in their campaigning say adenya say omoba power ma me tokono Chief Justice they use that as a campaign, and then yes, omba power, yes, omba yima menefra kunyasu. Inti adentina ono Afenyo Markins no kase disputed nominee eno Mahama Ayariga ewo issue about that. Onim adekuntia Mahama Ayariga also what issue about that because you guys used statements that you guys shouldn't have used publicly. Now we may have veteran in some kind of do problem about that.
The majority leader is clearly acting in bad faith, seeking to obstruct the rather peaceful processes we have started, and as it were, try to use his numbers to intimidate. Let me ask, the rule he relied on has to do with debate debate on the floor of the House. There are dark clouds indeed in this country where freedom of speech by mere operation of a supermajority, you cannot even as a member of parliament make your comment. I am not moving a motion. I am not debating. Please, Chairman, the rule he relied upon. Is it this situation where people move from here and there to create confusion and create their own jurisprudence must come to an end, with respect. Interruption of debate. That is, if you go to page 70 or the 122, the title there, the subtitle, interruption of debate. Debate may be interrupted by a point of order. And then he says that I am debating. Who is debating here? Mr. Chairman, if the majority leader has anything to say in opposition to my opening remarks, he has a right bona fide as a leader of government business and as a leader of the House to also state his submission. I have seen him with his written submission, be it for his opening remarks or see that to you as a chair of the committee to read it for answered. But this process where, as it were, try to use it to deny you, don't say this. So every line that I read, he will censor it and say, you use this word. Mr. Chairman, we are not going to make any progress with that. Again, the 1, 2, 3 that he relies upon. He says that the conduct of the Speaker, the Chief Justice, members and Justice of the Superior Court of Judicature shall not be raised in Parliament except upon a substantive motion. With the greatest respect. Have I raised any issue that is situated within the context of 123.7 to warrant this so-called objection? Chairman,
Honorable members, can we have some order?
Chairman,
Honorable members, can we have some order and listen to the minority leader in silence?
Chairman, we are here to discharge a civic duty and responsibility. We are political actors who have our political views on matters of national interest. The matters giving rise to the nomination is purely political, and every Ghanaian adult knows this. Your side raised it as a political issue during the campaign. You are going to remove Justice Tokonu as Chief Justice, and that has happened. If in my statement I contextualize to say that disputed nominee, it is our view we hold as a minority caucus. Right? We have to express it. And that is why I added by saying that this should be a moment of national pride and institutional renewal. Instead, it has become a test of whether Ghana's judiciary will remain independent or fall under executive and political control. Can't I have these bona fides also that have to be obstructed by the majority leader when you have every unfettered right to raise your issues? Chairman, humbly, please control proceedings. Please take charge. Let our respected leader of government business understand that after speaking, after making my comment known on behalf of the minority, he can seek your leave to also make his opening remarks. By the way, by way of conclusion, this is not the first time a leader in the minority is having this opportunity to make opening remarks. it predates me. From J.H. Mensah's era, he and J.H. Owusu Achampong, all the way to Alban Gbagbin, MP for now, Dole Kalio, and minority leader as he then was. The videos are there. Hansard is there. Honorable Gbagbin had unfettered opportunity to make his political statement on behalf of the minority, and they were not stopped on point of order. It got to Chairman Sabonsu, it got to Harun Edrusu, and recently, my own respected colleague, Dr. Kasiel Atufosen. The records are there. Let's not create a certain impression as if all it is you are majority, so we cannot even say a word. We must have our rights. These are far right. We will state them, and you would also have the opportunity to state them for the record. Please, let us have some more
Honorable
decency.
Minority Leader.
Enti Afenyo Markins and any team minority leader in the team Afenyo Markins said the situation is here now. Majority leader anytime bia Afenyo Markins ne beka bibi no na afei majority leader why interfere or can bibia no interfere or can bibia no interfere na kwa say respect aba form. And near my say any Mexico on omuko break ekoba na the same thing happen. Into try the trust minority leader any call for any team omu nyina so free hon no mo pie. Enti no omu living room hon leaving vetting room hon ma majority leader any call for so omu fa na omu nya do omu fa nya do omu pe. Say omu hwene say no kore any respect cannot be implemented. And who here say or no also what now honum and making sure say a baby side so because I didn't want to mean to baby the concern and I say the voice cannot be heard. In fact, what Ben was say also say also what na honum in fact will be so into any team no as we free honum koi and the man majority leader and then call for the opportunity to finish the whole vetting.
You've all watched the proceedings. We have said we put our case across on a matter of principle. We needed to lay the foundation because there was an existing Chief Justice, but for the irregularities, we would not be here to vet another Chief Justice. There was, and we think that the processes that we have gone through was not right. We tried to file a motion. We filed a motion on the floor of the House that we thought that the processes must be exhausted before we come to today's proceedings. And the Speaker unfortunately did not admit the motion that we had filed. We, this morning, our leader tried to put across that the narrative of what has brought us here, and you saw the interjections from the majority, is as if they have a preconceived mind that whatever, every letter and every word is going to be objected to. And I think that we cannot hold everybody to ransom, and I think it is the decision of the entire minority that our point is well made. And at the end of the day, on a matter of principle and what has transpired, there are matters pending, some before the ECOWAS, some before other courts, and we have not exhausted them. And we think that until those processes are exhausted, it is not right for us to vet another Chief Justice. Nobody has anything against Justice Bafoboni personally, but on a matter of principle, we needed to abstain from this. And since we are going to vote against the processes anyway, I don't think there's, we have to give rise. We have to sit in and accommodate this give and take, especially when they have made up their mind that whatever we say, they are going to object to that, and that they will not let sanity prevail. So we thought that we should give peace a process. They have their majority, and in democracy, we say that the minority would always have a say, and the majority will have their way. But that is not what we are witnessing, and therefore we opt out from the proceedings. But it doesn't mean that we have voted against it en bloc. It doesn't mean that we have boycotted the proceedings, but we have voted against the nomination of Mr. Justice Bafuboni on a matter of principle.
Adeko party ntia ema Afenyo Markins and any team omo leave vetting room home na say. Omo say ekwan a omo so omo wo Chief Justice dada, which is Tokono, ye mame Tokono. Omo Chief Justice dada. And who here say yes uncle pay another Chief Justice. Empo the process are NDC for a go through omo the year ye mame Tokono e di free akunya no so no. That wasn't the proper process. No, there is something fishy about the process. The thing is still in court. Into Adentina, yes, uncle yi another Chief Justice and some famra. It doesn't make any sense. They are not going to sit down and watch this thing happen and then happen and then happen. They will not. And it's no more almost every room honum. And then yes, you don't person as they plan the same person who so free honum. There be name mono majority leader Mahama. Ayariga it looks like say they don't want the minority leader and the team to be there. That is why they left. That is the main reason why they left. Watch the video.
Approach where they will come, force you, speak, put on a mic, then you will say it is expunged. What exactly, what particular word are we expunging?
I think you heard my ruling very loud and clear. If you disagree with it, you know how to do. Will you proceed?
Don't worry. Don't worry. We are all aware of what this whole thing is leading to. So no problem. Chairman, we the minority hold a view that Article 1271 gives the Chief Justice authority to ensure effective administration of justice. Article 1272 requires all state organs to assist the courts. Yet, in the instant situation, there are no visible steps to compel speedy trial. We have not yet heard of any hearing for all cases challenging the legitimacy of the process leading to the removal of Her Ladyship Justice Araba Isaba Tokono. We believe that the acting Chief Justice wields the administrative power on this matter, and just as the injunction applications were held expeditiously, same could have applied in this instance. Chairman, it is regrettable that our motion that was intended to have dealt upon this matter did not see the light of day. We hold a view that the judiciary is not the executive's enforcement arm. It is neither Parliament's ally in political projects. It is a guardian of our Constitution, the protector of our rights, the final arbiter of all our laws. Its independence is sacrosanct. Its integrity is non-negotiable. It is the oracle of justice emanating from the people of Ghana. Chairman, for all the reasons given, including the very actions of the majority leader, basically denying us every opportunity of expressing our opinion on an important national discourse. Be it known to you, Chairman, and the committee, and the country, that we, the minority caucus, hereby vote en bloc to reject the nominee. We would want to state on record that the majority can proceed with the questions. We do not intend to proceed with any question. We are, however, registering in the strongest terms that we reject the nomination, and the records should reflect that the report of this committee be a majority report.
Woman, comport yourself.
Honorable colleague, when we show you respect, reciprocate. So far, we have extended to you every courtesy. We've heard all those unpalatable words. We've heard the abuse. So please, for posterity's sake, listen to us. We don't need to vet a nominee before we vote against the nominee. We have preliminary issues well grounded in law. You may disagree with us. And we say that on the basis of that, we cannot be part of a process that would give right to another and deny another of her bona fide as enshrined in the Constitution. Chairman, that said, we would yield to you to proceed whilst we exit this committee room with our views well documented for the records, and on the floor we shall proceed with a debate further stating our position and take a vote against the nominee as required by the rules of the plenary. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much, Minority Leader. But how do you reject a nominee who is yet to be vetted?
Should I respond?
The report is not ready to be voted for. We are not at a stage of approval. So your conclusion is very preemptive.
No, Chairman, let me
Chairman
would respect. Chairman would
this is not what I want you to respond to.
No, Chairman,
so
but
I don't want your response on this.
To the extent that you've raised it, I just need to.
Honorable Minority Leader, you have your day.
Chairman,
you have your day. The two microphones will be off.
Chairman,
the two microphones should be off. With all due respect,
we have registered our position.
Honorable Minority Leader,
that we have rejected. We don't need to vet
agreed on your position.
We rejected, and we
agreed on your position. Yes. When it is time for voting, then you can vote against the nominee. Yes. So we thank you very much, and we wish you a very good luck. Honorable members.
So guys, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Do you think, sir, the whole thing that happened in there, or movie there, wow, my breaking never be down. It took them more than 3 hours for them to be able to come to a conclusion. Now, even the 3 hours in the crown, that was when the minority leader and then the team is so free room honum. Nankanya sadia, that 7 hours no mutraya no. It would have been more than that. It would have been more than that, because Fanesenka argument no elkoso. Oh, the same thing and keep on going na. Trust me, the same thing no, and can be lead to about 13 hours for a whole vetting for just Chief Justice. We have a lot to discuss, so I'm going to give you guys the first version, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Do you think, sir, majority leader, the most name and do you think it is fair? Say oye and nema that way. Asimbia Afenyo Markins Bekebian, or person we interrupt or interfere, and that's what we interrupted. Do you think it is fair? Let me know. Say NPP4 and I say minority leader, and then they call for or we leave room honum. Was it nice? Someone will leave room honum. based on senior majority leader, a behaving, it is the right process for them to leave. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. My name is Hambo. Here's Stormline Studio, and I'm out.